Now we have Priscilla. She's going to read some poetry. And the neat thing about this poetry is that she wrote it. Okay? Priscilla, are you ready? And girl, come on. Don't be shy. They won't bite. Priscilla, everyone.
The first one I'm going to read is, sometimes we strive so hard to do so much, and we forget to sleep. I made a list of what I could achieve, not remembering that it would God grieve. As my ego inflated with self-pride, other relationships I could not abide. My egotistical self-deception as it grew, less happiness and contentment I knew. Till to my knees I was finally brought. Then I realized all was perishable not. My life is a beacon that brings light, not one that bemoans its plight. When I remembered the joy of my life, I blossomed even in continual strife. My solitary journey has a single quest, as arm in arm with my Lord I rest. When to my knees I was finally brought, I realized that life with my Lord I sought. You know, we've been doing different traditions, and one of the traditions is Good Friday and Easter, but we shouldn't limit it to once a year. So for now, let's pretend that we're at the foot of Calvary, and then at the tomb when Christ rose. Were you there when he died for me? Taunting or on bended knee? For me he suffered on the cross, bearing willingly all that was dross. Satan had me bound in captivity, enslaved and burdened by his activity. But my kinsman Redeemer loved me, so he suffered for me in agony. Were you there when he died for me, taunting or on bended knee? Did you hear that pompous Pharisee? He thought this was his victory. Did you join the members of Rome's best, mocking and cheering in hilarious jest? Even the criminal that hung in agony joined the taunting of his community. Were you there when he died for me, taunting or on bended knee? Did you join the thief in humility, realizing that he died for our purity? Did you join the disciples in despair, weeping for one who had lavished such care? Or the mother whose heart was breaking while realizing the dawn of a new awakening? Were you there when he died for me, taunting or on bended knee, viewing these events in bored complacency? These were but parts of a vivid fantasy. Can you break the fetters of superiority and join the thief in pure humility, realizing that he who hung calmly there died not for crimes, but our lives to spare? Were you there when he died for me, taunting or on bended knee? For me he suffered on the cross, bearing willingly all that was dross. Satan had me bound in captivity, enslaved and burdened by his activity. But my kinsman Redeemer loved me, so he suffered for me in agony. Were you there when he died for me? Taunting or on bended knee, when in victory from the grave he arose, winning the battle over life's foes, emerging from the grave a conqueror, raising the hopes of every follower. For this is ultimate reality, his death, resurrection, and ultimate security.